coolest story. So, like, $250 in a dream, right? Tell us
That's
how you got
it.
started. I just think it's so fascinating.
Yeah, it was so I was working at part-time and I wanted to do something on my own. And I had an opportunity at a small barn, and I did not know what I wanted to do. I had no idea. I was willing to do anything ultimately. And I Googled things to do with small amounts of space, businesses to start. And a mushroom growing page from the UK came up. And I was always a biology guy. I was always interested in, growing things. And the business I had worked for prior was extremely niche. And I had saw how they had gotten, just a raving fan client base. So I was like, all right, this is something I could roll with. So as Amber said, I invested $200 and bought some straw and some bags and grew my first mushrooms. And after I had cooked them up and eaten them, I was like, this is something really special, and this is something that is unavailable here in the area. So from there, I started doing local farmers markets, and about a year in, realized that through the USDA, there's beginning farm ownership loans available, and that really just changed my entire life. After the moment I found out about that, it was my ultimate goal to obtain one of these farm ownership loans. I had no money, no backing. I was an addict, and really just had nothing to go off of. So, many years clean now, but things eventually rolled into being able to obtain this loan, and I was able to purchase 70 acres here in Northumberland County, and within that, put up an 8,000 square foot warehouse, and we kind of bootstrapped the whole thing and did it on our own. And now we're 3 years into that, and have a little bit of an opportunity to really do something special for the agricultural industry, and hopefully inspire some others as well.
Is it really 3 years since we cut the ribbon on that
Yeah,
facility?
it's crazy.
Which I don't know. I think a few of you here. Mike, maybe were you there?
Mike was
It's
there.
so
Mike
cool.
was there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's
totally
right.
fascinating. Rick may
Linda
have
was
been
there.
there.
Yeah.
So a super cool location. So I mean, again, we're hearing a little bit of a theme around a couple of bucks, a barn, a garage. So you've kind of managed to grow into a really impressive facility. And so what I find most interesting about your business is that you really sit on this fence of, we don't always think of agriculture as being like a forward thinking, digitally minded business, but you're doing that piece of it really, really well.
Yeah. So, I have some mentors, some coaches who have fortunately led me down the right path. And um, yeah, it's something, with agriculture, all we're focused on is producing, not realizing that there's 5, 6, 7 other pillars of business that need to be taken care of in order to actually flourish, marketing, sales, all the back end and mid stuff.
Did you all hear that? We can do the thing, but we need to know how to sell it. We need to know how to tell people that it's out there. We need to be able to close the deal. We need to make
Absolutely.
sure that the costs and we don't just get to grow the mushrooms.
Yeah, which unfortunately in ag is not thought about too often. So somebody said something to me which was real funny about using social media and marketing. They're like, there's no other place that you can go, and even if what you're doing sucks and you're getting 100 views, where else are you going to go and speak to 100 people? There's not many places. And here, this is the first time in a long time, but this took a lot of effort and work to get all these people here.
Yeah. Instagram is a lot quicker than this.
Absolutely. 1 minute you can put your message out there and have people interested in what you're doing.
What's your handle there? It's fun.
It's Grow Mushmore.
Grow mush more.
But you've worked with the SPDC in a couple of different capacities. I remember when you were in the new facility and we partnered with you on the ribbon cutting, and you've always been a very independent entrepreneur, but periodically Kyle picks up the phone and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a thing." And so one of those things was, I'm in a very rural location and I need high speed internet. And so then you found yourself here at Startup Danville because they've got an amazing high speed internet connection here, and also do a lot of work around trying to improve internet infrastructure in the rural region. So what's that been like? What would it,
Yeah, it's been an absolute necessity. Really just got on the whole social media train a couple of months ago and was realizing uploading long form content, making YouTube videos is not necessarily real easy where I'm at. It's a pain. It takes hours and it's just not fun. So I was looking for somewhere co-op space, and Amber's like, "Hey, we have a space literally right here," and I had no idea. Um, so for a very small fee to have access to not only all these people but the space is been awesome.
It's probably about as much as you'd pay for internet service with a
Yeah,
company. Now that you say that,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I got it quoted, and they wanted like $12,000 to run fiber optic out to us, and I'm like, so we're gonna pay that 12,000, and then you're going to service all the people on our street. That didn't make much sense to me.
We love that you're able to connect with, well, not just the world through high-speed internet, but you connect with the community here. You connect with other entrepreneurs. So being in this crowd today, and of course having a long-term relationship with the SBDC, knowing you can pick up the phone, what's it like to hear the stories of other entrepreneurs? What's similar in their journeys, and what's different for you?
Yeah. Well, it lights me up first to hear that other people are out there struggling. But to hear the triumphs and to hear all these different resources available really is super inspiring and really gives you a little bit of fuel. So it's nice, and I found it to be, especially in my industry, absolutely essential to get in these type of rooms, because you can't do it alone. There's absolutely no way. And the first 5-6 years, that's all I did was struggled alone, and it does not work. So it's been a real blessing and a pleasure to be able to be around people in the same mindset and hear the barn stories, the garage stories, the greats of the greats. That's how they started as well. So,
Well, I just have one other thing that I want to ask you about. So I've noticed your social media really blowing up lately. And so you're also now creating some opportunities for other people to kind of run into the path of entrepreneurship, maybe with a little less blood, sweat, and tears than you had getting started.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've always been kind of a business to business type of operation. We did the farm market jaunt for probably 5 or 6 years and started getting opportunities to supply other farms with what we call ready to fruit substrate, which are grow kits that we ship wholesale to other farms. And through this, I've really started to realize how much community is lacking, how much information is just lacking when it comes to agriculture. So we're working on creating some programs, some coaching, mentorship, things like that are designed essentially to cut out the pain, and alleviate some of that. So yeah, we've created a new program called Farm Launch, and it's an A to Z mushroom startup kind of plan that incorporates all of those things, coaching, and all of the things that I've learned over the couple of years to essentially get people starting farms and making them profitable within 6 weeks, which is possible with our ready to fruit substrate because you're not doing all of the labor. So, really building the foundation for people of the sales, of marketing, and really all the things that you don't think about when you start. You're just worried about making a couple dollars and paying the bills. So I'm really excited. We're actually about to launch this tomorrow. We have an awesome wait list, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, that's phenomenal. And Kyle, I'm glad you shared how USDA was a resource for you early on, and I know you've been able to make some connections with our partners from USDA. Mike had to step away from the front row, but Jeremy, Alan Hopkins, I know is in the house too. A network of partners, resources for agricultural businesses. Keep tapping into those resources. Keep that conversation going about what's next for you.
And keep growing much more.
Much more. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.